Welcome to Drewry's Bluff, a part of Richmond National Battlefield Park. During the Civil War, this fort was known as a perfect Gibraltar along the James River, protecting the Confederate capital of Richmond. It was a position which one Confederate officer said could never be taken by gunboats. The combination of heavy artillery up on the 90-foot bluff, as well as obstructions in the river, would repulse a Federal fleet of 5 ships, including the famous ironclad Monitor, in May of 1862. Following this victory, the Confederates would continue to improve the defenses here, utilizing torpedoes. To tell us more about two of the most common types that were used, I now turn it over to the members of the James River Squadron.
This is a Rains keg torpedo. It was developed by our Confederate Army General Gabriel Rains, and it was probably the most common torpedo used anywhere throughout the South. The sailors that worked in the submarine battery service up here on the James River, they had the materials all through the camps. It's a beer keg, a rum keg, a salt port keg. The ends are cut down out of solid pine. That's to give it buoyancy and stability in the river for the tide action. Basically, it's a powder keg, and you would pull a bung out of it, fill it with pine tar, soak it around on the inside, trying to make it waterproof. What they mostly ended up with water resistant. You put a fuse blocker over the bung hole. You could use 2 types of detonation. There was percussion detonation, it's a percussion fuse, and so basically it was designed to go off on impact. But using basic telegraph technology, they could also detonate torpedoes from the shoreline. The Rains keg torpedoes were not 100% reliable because after a while water would seep in and destroy the gunpowder.
This is an example of a Fretwell Singer torpedo made of metal, invented by a Dr. Fretwell and Edgar Collins Singer, who was a relative of the man who invented the sewing machine. It's made of metal. A portion of this container has black powder in it. A larger portion will be totally free of anything except air because it's a buoyant torpedo. It will have an anchorage down below, down to a piece of iron to keep it stationary as much as possible. It works by a spring-loaded system that begins with a wire attached from the top to this trigger. When a ship comes by, the top is disturbed, falls off the torpedo, and as it goes down to the bottom of the river or to the bay, it will pull this trigger. The spring-loaded mechanism will slam into the bottom of the torpedo itself where there's a percussion cap, and that sets off the explosion.
To learn more about Richmond's river defenses, visit Drewry's Bluff, open daily, or join us for special Living History weekends in May and October. On behalf of Richmond National Battlefield Park, I'm Ed Sanders.